So we need to find the solution to this given equation, x minus 1 whole cube plus 8 equals to 0 in the set of all complex numbers. That means the solution could be imaginary as well. So let's begin. We have x minus 1 whole cubed plus 8 equals to 0. We'll transpose 8 to the right hand side. So this gives us x minus 1 whole cube equals to negative 8. Now, we'll take the cube root on both sides. So this should give us x minus 1 on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we have negative 8 raised to the power of 1/3. So this is the cube root of negative 8, which will be x minus 1 equals to, so we can rewrite negative 8 as negative 1 multiplied to 8 whole raised to the power of 1/3, which is x minus 1 equals to negative 1 raised to the power of 1/3 multiplied to 8 raised to the power of 1/3, which is x minus 1 equals to negative 1 raised to the power of 1/3, and this is simply the cube root of 8, which is 2. So that means we have x equals to 1 plus 2 times negative 1 raised to the power of 1/3. So this is the solution of the given equation, but we also have to find out the value of the cube root of negative 1. Now we know that if we have 1 cube roots of unity, let's write it down. Cube root of unity, that means 1, are 1 omega and omega squared. So if we have cube root of negative 1, so that will be negative 1, negative omega, and negative omega squared. So let's use that. So when we have negative 1, that means when one of the root is negative 1, then in that case the value of x will be 1 plus 2 times, so in place of negative 1 raised to the power of 1/3, that means the cube root of negative 1 will replace with negative 1. So this is going to give us negative 1. So this is going to be one solution to this particular equation. Now if we consider the second root, let's take the second root, which will be the next cube root of unity, negative 1. So that means we have x equals to 1 plus 2. Then in place of the cube root of negative 1, we will replace it with negative omega. So that means we have 1 minus 2 omega. And for the third root, which is negative omega squared, x will be simply equals to 1 minus 2 omega squared. So these are the three roots of the given equation, and clearly we are getting omega and omega squared in our solution. That means they are complex numbers. That means they belong to the set C of all complex numbers.